Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody doing today? Happy Monday for me. It might be Sunday for some of you, or if you're watching on the replay, I don't know what day it is for you. But anyway, welcome to today's lesson. I'm glad that you're here. We're going to be doing an intermediate lesson today. We're going to be studying the words as soon as and once. All right. And as always, I like to put the lesson onto the screen. So you will see that shortly. Once I have the lesson onto the screen, we'll get started. But I'm just going to wait a little bit for people to join. And once we get enough people here, we can start the lesson. But I will put the lesson onto the screen right now. I'm just getting it ready for everybody here. We have a lot of exercises to go over today. And we're probably not going to finish all of the exercises, but we'll do as many as we can. And then if you have any questions, comments, or if you want to practice other exercises, you can always just let me know. And I can send you a copy of that. So do not be shy. If you want one of these lessons that we do, just ask and I will give it to you. All right, I'm going to put the lesson onto the screen and then let's share my screen. And nope, that's not the lesson. One second, there it is. Bear with me for 1 second while I get it onto the screen. There we go. Okay, as always, there's the lesson on the screen. And Olha, hi, how are you today? I hope you're having a great day. Great job doing all your homework, by the way. I checked it. I hope you were able to see the my response to your homework, but great job. Very, very cool. No problem. That's what I'm here for. So whenever you do homework or if you have any questions, I will always check it. Today's lesson is not going to be too much. It's not going to be like too much different from the last lesson. We're going to kind of follow the same concept where we'll go over the grammar really quickly. Today's grammar is not very difficult. And then we're going to do an exercise where you have to figure out what verbs to use for the sentences. It will be a fill in the blank one. And then at the very end, you will make your sentences. All right, Jacqueline, good morning from Colombia. Man, I wish I were in Colombia right now. How's Colombia this morning? Is it nice? Is it warm? Is it getting cool? I definitely want to go to Colombia someday. So as you guys can see on the screen there, we've got the lesson as soon as. There's going to be another word as well. If you look sort of at the middle of the screen, the other word is called once. Once. It has the same meaning. So as soon as or once, it's the same meaning. You can choose either or. Second, it's cold. Okay, it's cold. What's cold though? You know, I'm originally from Canada, so I know what cold is in Canada. What about there? What's cold? It's starting to get very warm here in Tokyo. Last weekend it was like 26 degrees, so it was really nice. All right, let's look at the grammar. Let's start with the grammar. It's not really difficult, today's grammar. I think the last lesson where we had despite and in spite of, that was a little bit more difficult because we had to have two phrases and they had to conflict with each other. They had to contrast with each other. But today's is a lot easier. Today's concept is saying that one action is happening right after another action, right? So basically you have two actions and one is going to happen very, very quickly after the first action. Okay, so as you can see right here on the screen, it says as soon as and once. When one event happens, another event happens soon afterwards. Now, one thing to remember when we're using as soon as or once, we generally use it with the present tense. We're not really going to use this with the past tense. We can use it with present perfect, and we can use it with will being the future tense, but it's still a present tense form. So today we're mainly focusing on the present tense, and our pattern looks like this. It's going to say as soon as, and then you have the first action or the second or the first event. Then it's followed by the second action or the result. All right. If you want, you can put as soon as in the middle of the sentence. So we change the order. So my second action, if I begin with as soon as at the beginning, I go first and then second action. But if I put it in the middle, then the second action is going to begin. It's going to begin there. Okay, so be careful of that. Let's look at a couple of example sentences. It says, I'll call you as soon as I get home. I'll call you. This is here, we've got it in the middle, as soon as I get home. All right, so the first action is going to be I get home. And the second action is going to be I'll call you. And the second action is happening very, very quickly after the first action. So Ola, okay, Ukraine. So you're living in the Ukraine. It's great spring in Ukraine. Okay. That's what is it, the weather is really nice right now in Ola in the Ukraine? I hope you're safe right now. Now, let's look at the second example. Second example, I'm starting with as soon as. So that means we're going to start with the first action, then the second action. So as soon as the sun sets, first action, we'll start the campfire, second action. So the second action is going to happen right after the first action finishes. And then last example sentence is, as soon as he wakes up, first action, he checks his phone for messages, second action. And I think a lot of people are like that. I'm like that, I think. As soon as I wake up, I check my phone for messages, for emails, for text messages. Sunny days in Ukraine. That's great. That's great. It's been rainy over here in Tokyo. It's been warm but rainy. Okay, so remember when we use as soon as, it's as soon as, first action, then second action. If we put as soon as in the middle, then we start with the second action and then we end with the first action. Okay, and it's just talking about how the order of things that are happening. One action happens, one event happens. The second one is going to happen soon afterwards. So let's look at our first exercise. Now, in this exercise, I want you to choose the correct verb to complete the sentence. And I'll do number one for everyone just to give you an example. Number one says, I'll give you a call as soon as I. And then over here, I need to figure out what am I going to put? What am I going to put in this spot? Now, remember, as soon as is in the middle. That means my second action is starting the sentence. So I need to have the first action. What's the first action? So I'll call you as soon as I, and then I've got the word home over here. All right, so I've got the word home. So I would probably put here, I'll give you a call as soon as I get home. As soon as I get home. If you want to say arrive at home, that's also okay. As soon as I reach home, that's also okay. I think get is the more common verb. All right, so as soon as I get home, let's make this bigger so everyone can see it easier as well. All right, number 2, we're starting with once. Now, once has the exact same meaning as soon as. All right, so if you're wondering which one should I use as soon as, should I use once? They have the same meaning, so that is up to you. It's your choice what you want to use. Okay, so as soon as equals once. And perfect. Yes, as soon as I get home. Excellent. Okay, what about number 2? What about number 2? Once the rain stops, we something for a walk in the park. We something for a walk in the park. What verbs would you put here? What words would you put here to complete the sentence? You can use multiple words if you want. You don't have to just choose one word. If you want to put several phrases, several words, that's fine. As long as the grammar is fine, you can do whatever you would like to complete the sentence. All right, so Jacqueline, you've got will go. Once the rain stops, we will go for a walk in the park. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so go out for a walk. Excellent. We'll go, sorry. I should put that here. Make sure and if you wanted to put out, you can put it. You don't need to put out. I sometimes use the word out. We'll go out for a walk. And yeah, here we need to have will. We need to have will because we're talking about a current situation. So the rain will stop and then I will do something. All right, number 3, please email me as soon as you something. So yeah, Olha here, we would, for that last one, Olha, we would need to put will in that one. Just to go back to it. Once the rain stops, we will go out for a walk. We will go for a walk. We're not talking about a routine here. If it were a routine, then I could get rid of will. So routine means we're always doing it. That means every time the rain stops, I go for a walk. But here, we're probably just talking about one time. It's raining right now. So we will go out for a walk after the rain stops. So number 3, it says, please email me as soon as you, you got finish the report. Perfect. Please email me as soon as you finish the report. And of course, there's going to be multiple words we could use. Finish would be one. We could say complete. Yeah, there's so many different answers we could put. As soon as you write the report, as soon as you finish the report. Okay, good. You're very welcome, Ola. You're very, very welcome. Okay, let's look at the next one. Number 4. I'm going to keep number 3 on the screen. That way, if people are running sort of behind, you can still see the answer for number 3. Number 4, from number 4, we're going to start getting a little bit more difficult. You're going to have to figure out 2 blank spots on some of them. Not all of them, but for most of the following questions, you'll have 2 blank spots. So here we've got, as soon as the guess something, we something the party. So what would your answers for this be? I'll give you guys a little bit of time to answer. So yeah, that's a good question. You can, if you're telling a story, you can use to talk about past events. So for storytelling, yes, you can. So, if I were telling a story about when I was hiking, as soon as we got to the top of the mountain, we were able to see a beautiful view. So yeah, it is possible to use it in past tense, but generally, most times when we use as soon as or once, it's going to be the present tense. Good question. As soon as the guests arrive, we will start the party. Perfect. As soon as the guests arrive, we will start the party. Excellent. All right, so I'll put the answers here. Well done. Let's look at number 5. Number 5 only has 1 blank spot. He'll start his homework once he and in the next section, we are going to be making our own sentences. So we'll have there in that section, if you want, you can try making some of the sentences in the past tense. So that will be good practice. Sorry, Jacqueline as well. I'm sorry, you're the one who asked. Jacqueline, get. He'll start his homework once he. If we use get, we have to make sure it's an S. Gets dinner. That would work. As soon as he gets dinner. That would, in this situation, gets would actually mean buy or to receive. For me, maybe I would choose a different answer. Eats dinner. Or or maybe finishes dinner. Take is a really common one. I hear that a lot whenever we're talking about food and drinks. A lot of people will say take breakfast or take dinner or take lunch. Take we never use to talk about food. Take has a meaning that we're kind of stealing something. I'm going to take it from you. So I'm stealing, I'm taking it. So for food, you're going to eat, you're going to have, you're going to finish, you're going to make, you're going to get. That means if you're going to receive it, but more commonly, get will be you buy the food. So Olha, you've got had or ate. He'll start his homework once he had or ate dinner. We'd have to put it in the present tense because we've got will here. Because we have will, then yeah, he'll start his homework once he has dinner, once he eats dinner. Both of those would work. Dio, hey Dio, how are you? Good evening. Yes, finishes dinner is perfect. All right. What about, we'll go to the second page here, number 6. Once the movie something, will something to eat. I just said a lot of somethings. All right, so what would you put here? Now, make sure that it kind of makes sense, that we have a little bit of logic. Once the movie, and then we've got a blank spot, we'll, another blank spot, something to eat. And remember, you can add multiple phrases here. All right, so once the movie, all right, so Jacqueline, perfect ideas. We just have to make sure that our verbs match the subject. So once the movie finishes, we'll buy something to eat. So buy is okay. Finish, we make sure we put finishes. Dio has, once the movie has, here I would put not has done, but has finished. Once the movie has finished, we'll get something to eat. Yes, get would also work. All right, so Ola, the second part, will buy something to eat. Yes. Yeah, I think the best answers here would be, yeah, once the movie finishes, we'll get something to eat, we'll buy something to eat, we'll maybe even go out for something to eat. That's another option here. Once the movie finishes, we'll go out for something to eat. Go out just means we're going to go somewhere, we're going to go to a restaurant, and we're going to eat something. All right. I like this next one. I like just this phrase here. We'll head out. It's a great phrase that we use a lot in the US and in Canada. We'll head out means that we're just going to go. We're going to go out. We're going to leave our house. So we'll head out. So I use this a lot if I'm talking about the time I'm going to leave, or when I leave my house, I'll say, I'll head out. So here, number 7 says, we'll head out for a picnic once the weather. Now, what phrase could we put here? What verb would you put here? Once the weather something here. I think this is probably the most difficult one so far. So far, we've 1 through 6 haven't been that difficult. We've done some basic verbs. This one will be the most difficult one. We'll head out for a picnic once the weather, and then we have to figure out what verbs to use for here. All right, so the idea is right. The idea is right, Yekling, to be nice. Yeah, we want nice weather. So we'll head out for a picnic once the weather, then because again, B, we're gonna have to say is once the weather is nice. That would work. That would work. We'll head out for a picnic once the weather is nice. That's okay. That works. That works. The grammar is fine. That makes sense. I understand that answer. So we'll head out for a picnic once the weather is nice. Okay. There's another one that I want to. Okay, there we go. So Dio and Olha, you're almost there. Gets clear. Olha, again, get clear. Should be gets clear, or becomes clear. Dio. I like those answers. I think clear is the word we want to use, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make clear as a verb. Right? So we'll head out for a picnic once the weather clears up. Once the weather clears up. Okay. Now, clears up means that maybe currently right now it's raining. So once it clears up, that means it stops raining. Or maybe it's very, very cloudy. If it clears up, that means it becomes sunny. All right, so clears up is a great verb that we use for weather. Okay, good. Nice, nice. All right, number 8. She'll something the presentation as soon as everyone something. You are very welcome, Dio. She'll something the presentation as soon as everyone something. So here you have to do 2 verbs. 2 verbs. And remember, the second action will start at the beginning because here we have as soon as in the middle. So for me, I would probably, because it's a presentation, there's a few verbs we could use. You know, I think the easiest one here is just going to be start. She'll start the presentation. She'll begin the presentation. If you wanted to use a different verb, not to talk about the beginning or the start, we can say give. She'll give the presentation. And then for me, as soon as everyone, all right. So Olha, you got start, which is good. She'll start the presentation as soon as everyone. Okay, arrival. We need to change that into the verb. So arrives. So instead of arrival, let's put arrives here. Arrival is the noun. Arrive is going to be the verb. So here, she'll give the presentation as soon as everyone, and then attends. We need to put an S on the attend. So as soon as everyone attends the conference. Perfect. All right, so make sure here, because we've got everyone, okay, everyone, we need to put the S. All right. We'll do a couple more of these, and then we'll move to the next exercise, and that's where you will make some sentences. So let's do number 9 and 10, and then we'll move to the more speaking part of the lesson. So number 9, it says, once you something the instructions, please something me know. Yes, Jacqueline, everyone is singular. Perfect. All right, so once you something the instructions, please something me know. So Jacqueline, once you read the instructions, please let me know. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I would say. That would be my answer as well. Once you read, then please let me know. Now, there's other words we could say for read. You know, once you go over the instructions, once you get through the instructions, these are all different variations. Read and go over, it's going to have the same meaning. Get through, it kind of means to read and finish. Read and finish. All right. Number, let's see. All right. Ola, once you get the instructions, please let me know. That works. So maybe you're going to receive something. Once you receive, let me know. Good. Once you refer to the instructions, please let me know. Yeah, that works as well. All right. Lots of different answers. Perfect. Well done. All right. What about number 10? As soon as I something my chores, I'll something video games. As soon as I something my chores, I'll something video games. All right, so once Jacqueline, once I do my chores, I'll play video games. Perfect. Perfect. So a couple of things here. Yeah, once I do, once I finish, once I complete. We could even say, as I did before, get through. That means to start and to finish something. So do, finish, get through my chores. I'll play video games. All right, so chores. Chores are the work, the daily work that you have to do in your home. It's not like homework. It's not work from your company. It's work like doing the dishes, making the bed, maybe mowing the lawn, picking the weeds, vacuuming. These are all chores. It's the work that you do around the house. And usually in, I think in a lot of Western countries, parents will give their children chores to do. So they need to finish all of these chores, this work, before they can do something fun. As soon as I have time for my chores, yeah, I'll play. I think probably Oha, your next word is going to be play. I'll play video games. Okay, that would work. When I was growing up, I have two sisters, so we had to separate the chores. My main chore was cutting the grass in the front yard and backyard. And it was terrible because my yard was so big. It would take me like 2 hours. All right, perfect deal. Good. Okay, so there are more of these exercises. There's more of these fill in the blank exercises. So I'm going to scroll through this very slowly, because if you want to practice this, then you're able to pause the video after the live lesson and you can do these for homework if you'd like. There's 11, 12, there's 13. I'm going to move slowly so everyone has a chance to pause and read the sentences. So it goes all the way up to 15. You don't have to do all of them. If you just want to do 15, just 15 is fine. If you don't want to do any homework, that's also fine. But the more you do it, the better your English will become. All right, so what our next section is going to be is I will give you a couple of words or maybe just one word. You're going to use that as your theme, your idea. And you're going to make a sentence using as soon as or once. Now, I've got an example sentence on the screen right now. We've got the word rain and we've got the words go out. So I'm going to use that concept and make a sentence. And so my sentence is, we will go out as soon as it stops raining. Now, also, it's your choice. If you want to put as soon as at the beginning or in the middle, that's your choice. Just make sure that the order of the actions is in the correct order. So next is your turn. We've got homework and TV. Homework and TV. Now, if you want to make this into the past tense, that's also fine. You can practice your past tense sentences if you'd like, or present tense is completely okay as well. So homework and TV. And you can make your sentences as easy as you want or as difficult as you want. The more difficult the sentence you make, the better practice you will have. And of course, I'm here to help you. I'll check all of the answers. For me, homework in TV, growing up, my mom always had a rule, and I'm going to use past tense. As soon as I finished my homework, I was able to watch TV. As soon as I finished my homework, I was able to watch TV. Exactly. Once I finished my homework, I watched TV. Perfect. Dio, as soon as I finish my homework, I'll watch TV. Perfect. So we've got a mix of past and present there. Excellent. All right. What about number 3? We've got sunset and Picnic, sunset and picnic. Now, you don't have to use the words on the screen. These are just ideas. These are just a concept, a theme. So you can change the words as long as it stays within the idea. So you don't have to say sunset. You don't have to say picnic. You need to figure out what verbs to use. So sunset is not a verb. Picnic is not a verb. So Olha, they'll have a picnic as soon as the weather clears up. Perfect. Perfect. So you changed it. You used your own idea. Excellent. And you used clears up as well. Excellent. Perfect. All right. And if anybody else has an answer, you can put your answer anytime. Take your time. Think about it. I can always go back as well. All right. So here we will go out for a picnic, Jacqueline, as soon as the sunset. Okay. I'm glad you made this sentence. So you're almost there. The beginning part of your sentence is perfect. So the beginning part, we will go out for a picnic as soon as the sun. Now, we need a verb. Sunset is a noun. It's not a verb. So in this situation, I would say as soon as the sun sets. We separate it. Set will be the verb. So as soon as the sun sets. All right, so if I wanted to put the beginning, we will have a picnic as soon as the sun sets. Which is kind of a strange time to have a picnic. All right, next we've got number 4. Oh, we got an answer from radio as well. As soon as we see the sunset, I'll come to pick my children up from their picnic at the park. Their picnic at the park. As soon as we see the sunset, and then here, not come, I'll go to pick my children up from their picnic at the park. Okay, so one more time. As soon as we see the sunset, I'll go to pick up my children up from their picnic at the park. Good. Very, very good sentence. Very complex, very long. I like it. You're welcome, Jacqueline. You're very welcome. All right. What about number 4? Teeth and morning. Teeth and morning. Okay, this one I like, Olaf. So our picnic over as soon as sunset. Okay, so the idea is there. I like this idea. This is probably what I would make. So we just need to make the sentence. We need to make sure we've got enough verbs in our sentences here. So let's start the subject off with a we. We will finish our picnic as soon as the sun sets. Okay. Now we could also say, if you wanted, instead of finish, we're using finish quite a bit. We will go home from our picnic as soon as the sun sets. All right, so we have a few more answers there. We'll go home from our picnic. We'll finish Yeah, I think most people, when the sun sets, the picnic is done. It's too dark. But some people like an evening picnic. I used to do evening picnics in Los Angeles. All right. Number 4, teeth and morning. Teeth and morning. All right. So, Jacqueline, once I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth. Perfect. Me too. Once I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is brush my teeth. Yes. All right. Perfect. 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 And I'll put that one onto the screen there. All right. So once I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth. Perfect answer. Number 5. A little bit more difficult. The idea is a little bit more complex. Arrive and train. Arrive and train. What would be your sentence here? Arrive and train. Can be many different things. I'll give you one answer. I would say I always try to get a seat once the train arrives. I always try to get a seat once the train arrives. And I think, especially here in Tokyo, Tokyo is a train culture. Everybody takes the train. Some people drive, but I think train is more common. So when the train does arrive, everybody always tries to get a seat. And I'll move this up to number 6 if people want to move on to number 6. 5 is still on the screen, so if you want to leave your answer for number 5, please do so. Anybody who's watching this later, if you're watching this on the replay, definitely any of these that you want to try, leave your sentences in the comment section and I'll check them for you. Okay, Jacqueline, you got here. Once he arrives late, he misses the train. He misses the train. Dio, once I arrive at the station, I'll have to get a train ticket. And here, you don't need to put will. I have to. I would just say I have to. I have to get a train ticket. All right, so once I arrive at the station, I have to get a train ticket. Jacqueline, back to this one. Once he arrives late, I would say he will miss the train. Instead of he misses, maybe he will miss the train. Parmesh, hey, how's it going, buddy? I hope you're having a great evening. So Parmesh, we're using as soon as in our sentences today. We're joining two actions using as soon as or once. Number 6 is movie and friends. You're very welcome, Jacqueline. Movie and friends. Now, it can be any idea you want, as long as we're talking about movie, or maybe we're talking about friends. You can use whatever verb you would like, whatever ideas, whatever actions, and join them with as soon as or once. Okay. For me here, I would probably I'm going to use kind of an idea that we already used, a sentence that we already saw in a previous question. You know, I might say, I'll start the movie once everyone gets here. I'll start the movie once everyone gets here. Okay, Jacqueline, perfect. I will meet. I think it's just a typo. I think you just missed the E on your meet. I'll meet my friends as soon as the movie finishes. Perfect. Yes. I'll meet my friends as soon as the movie finishes. So Paramesh here, I will go to the movie as soon as possible. So here we're not going to use as soon as possible. We're going to say as soon as, and then a second action. So we need to have 2 actions. So I will go to the movie as soon as my family gets ready. All right. So here, Ola, we've got as soon as everyone. As soon as everyone arrives, not all, we're going to be talking about something specific. It can be a thing, but here we're talking about people, so we should say everyone. As soon as everyone arrives, don't forget the S. We will go to watch the movie. Okay, you can say we will decide. And if we're going to say decide, I might say we will decide whether to watch the movie. No, we will decide whether to watch the movie. All right. So here, if you say we will decide whether to watch the movie, it means we haven't decided if we will watch or not watch. So once or as soon as everyone arrives, we will decide whether to watch the movie. And then you can say whether to watch the movie or not. A lot of people like to put that or not here. And so let's once everyone arrives, we will decide whether to watch the movie or not. Yeah, I know that was just a typo, so don't worry. I know everybody's trying to type. I make so many typos when I'm typing, so no worries at all. Ola, does that make sense? As soon as everyone arrives, we will decide whether to watch the movie or not. You could just say once everyone arrives, we will watch the movie. We will watch the movie. We will go to the movie. Okay, let's move on to number 7. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me. Do not be shy. Do not worry. Ask away. Number 7. Can I keep number 6 up there? I think I can. Can you see both 6 and 7? Sometimes when I'm on 2 separate pages, people can't see. All right, let's just move it up here like that. You can see the next 3. Number 7 is not so difficult. Number 8 and 9 become a little bit more difficult. Number 7, class and home. Class and home. What would your answers be for this? Class and home. Okay, you could see it. Oh, thank you, Ola. Thank you very much. So if anybody wants to write those answers down or type them out, I'll leave it like that. All right, Jacqueline, as soon as I finish my classes, I will go home. Perfect. Perfect. Also, am I pronouncing your guys' names correct? I always feel worried about that. If I am mispronouncing it, I'm very sorry. As soon as I finish my classes, I will go home. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. In fact, I'll put that one on here. As soon as I All right, as soon as I finish my classes, I'll go home. Okay, thank you. I always feel so worried about that, but I'm glad that I'm not butchering the pronunciation. I'm glad it's okay. Thank you. Let's move this up to number 8 as well so you can see. If anybody wants to jump ahead, I think you can see the next 3 on the screen. Number 7, I've got Jacqueline's answer right here. As soon as I finish my classes, I'll go home. Okay, I like this, Ola. As soon as the quarantine started, we had our classes at home. So make sure it's past and past then. As soon as the quarantine started, we had our classes at home. Yes, yes, that happened everywhere. And I actually feel really sorry for anybody who is going to university during the quarantine, during the pandemic, because I feel people couldn't get that university experience. Good sentence, Ola. I like it. As soon as the quarantine started, we had our classes at home. I'll put that one on the screen as well because it's such a good sentence. And if you wanted as well, you could say we had our classes online as well. We had our classes online. That would work. All right. I like number 8. Number 8 gets a little bit more difficult. Clothes and shower. Clothes and shower. Now remember, you don't have to use these words, I just want you to use this idea. Think about a shower, think about clothes. Think about what action happens first, what action happens second. I have mine here. I don't want to put my answer onto the screen right now. I'm going to wait for everybody to get their idea. There is a great verb I'm going to give you. I hope someone answers it. I hope someone uses it. Clothes and shower. Clothes and shower. Oh, by the way, I do have a question. I put a lesson schedule for this week's live lessons. So I want to know, was that, if you did see it, if you saw the lesson schedule, was it helpful to know when I'm doing the lesson? Someone asked me to make a schedule, so I did that. I put it on. If you did see that, was it helpful? I don't put on my clothes. Yeah, we're not going to put our clothes on in the shower. My answer for this one here, and what I really like is, this is, probably a true answer for everyone. As soon as I finish my shower, I get dressed. As soon as I finish my shower, I get dressed. So Jacqueline, you've got, I don't put on clothes as soon as I take a shower. Here, they're kind of like the order doesn't really work here. The order doesn't really work. Probably I don't put on clothes with feet. I take off my clothes as soon as I take a shower. But in this situation, I would actually, because these two actions, before or after, would be the better joining word, the better conjunction. Before or after. Olha, your answer, her clothes was, her clothes were being washed as soon as she had a shower. Her clothes were being washed as soon as she had a shower. So remember, one action is going to happen right after another action. Right? So first action, second action. The second action happens right after. Here, clothes being washed and having a shower, they're kind of two different actions. They don't really join with each other. Paramesh, as soon as I finished my shower, I wore my favorite dress to my cousin's wedding, not marriage, not in. I wear my favorite dress to my cousin's wedding. Okay. Or you could just finish a dress. I wore my favorite dress, period. And that would be the end of the sentence. That would also be fine. You notice the schedule. It's definitely helpful. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know if it was helpful. Hopefully it is, having the schedule, knowing when I'm doing my live lessons. Thank you, Dio. So I think number 8 so far is the most difficult one. So we have to make sure that one action is happening right after the first action. Right? So you could say, as soon as I get in the shower, I wash my hair. But we need to talk about clothes. So maybe as soon as I finish my shower, I put on my clothes. So finish shower, next action, quickly I put on the clothes. So instead of put on clothes, I said get dressed. So get dressed, this equals put on clothes. Okay, what about number, and if you still want to try another answer for number 8, please do so. If you want to try a second sentence, a third sentence, leave it in the comment section. I will check it. Number 9 is on the screen. If you want to move to number 9, please do that now. If you want to still try number 8, that's also okay. If you have a question, just let me know. Number 9 says shopping and open. Shopping and open. What would we say here? Shopping and open. And we have many different ways to make this sentence. I'll give you my answer, and I'm going to kind of give a different type of answer. I'm going to make a suggestion. So I'm not going to start with a subject. I'm not going to start with I or he or she or we or they. I'm going to start with let's. Let's go shopping once the stores open. Let's go shopping once the store is open. All right, so same idea, Jacqueline, same idea. As soon as the store opens, people go, no for, people go shopping. Yes, once the store, as soon as the store opens, people go shopping. Perfect. All right, it can be anything. I need to buy some milk as soon as the grocery store opens. There are many, many possible sentences you could make with this idea. So make sure you leave your answers in the second or in the comment section. Yeah, good. Go shopping. Perfect. Olha, as soon as a new store opens, many people go shopping there. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Yes, that is so true. You know, near my school, I have a school in sort of the center part of Tokyo. And near my school, a new restaurant opened. It's actually a chicken burger restaurant. It has come. I live in Tokyo, but this restaurant is from Korea, and I guess it's really popular in Korea. They opened one here. It's near my school, and there is a line down the street of people trying to go to this restaurant. And as soon as it opens in the morning, there's already a big line. Yuckling, good. Number 10. Once the bus arrives, don't forget the S. Once the bus arrives at my station, I get off. Yes. Perfect. Once the bus arrives at my station, I get off. Perfect. Good job, Yuckling, to correct it. Nice. Yeah, number 10 was not so difficult. Probably one of the easier questions. So perfect answer. Once the bus arrives at my station, I get off. Perfect. So let's do a couple more, and then the rest we can do for homework. I want to do a couple more because if you look from number 11, there's only one word. I'm just giving you one idea. So with this one idea, create two sentences that have a sequence. One action happens, and the second action happens soon after. So we've got assignment. Assignment. That's the only word you have here. For instance, maybe my sentence would be, as soon as I get to the office, I'll hand in my assignment. Right? Again, so many different answers here. Once I see my professor, I'll ask her for an extension on my assignment. Put that down here. All right, so we've got a couple of my sentences here. As soon as I get to the office, I'll hand in my assignment. Once I see my professor, I'll ask her for an extension on my assignment. So extension here means I need more time. All right. Very close, Jacqueline. I like your idea. As soon as my teacher, not assignment, because assignment is a noun. We need a verb. The verb would be assigns. All right. So we want to put this verb here, assigns. As soon as my teacher assigns the homework, not my homework, but the homework, as soon as the teacher assigns the homework, I'll do it. Paramesh, once I fulfilled my assignment, I was on the moon. Nice, nice. I like it. Good use of an idiom. To be on the moon, to be very, very happy. Excellent. Good job. You're very welcome, Jacqueline. There, over the moon, even better. Even better. On the moon's good. Over the moon is probably the better term. Excellent. All right. We will do 14 and 15 for homework. So let's do 12 and 13 together. So number 12, the word is raining. That's your concept. That's your idea. Raining. And I think we've had this idea a lot in today's lesson. We've talked about weather. We've talked about rain a lot. This shouldn't be too difficult. Just make sure we have the two actions that are happening, one after the other. for me, raining. You know, I'll go out once the rain stops. Now, if I wanted to have a more difficult verb for stops, I would say subsides. I'll go out once the rain subsides. It means to stop. And then, of course, we also learned I'll go out once the weather clears up. And number 13, the last one for today. Number 13, last one. Number 14 and 15 will do for homework. We got dishes and we've got plain. Dishes and plain. I look forward to seeing and reading some of your interesting sentences for number 14 and 15. Make sure you leave that in the comment section. You can do it now if you want, or you can do it after the live is done. Anyone watching on the replay, make sure you do these for homework, especially, it helps you to improve. But for our live lesson right now, number 13. Okay, so let's go back to number 11. I like it, Olha. Your answer: as soon as the task was assigned to me, I started to work on it. I started to work on it. Okay, I started to work on it. That would be the better phrasal verb here. You start to work on something. With, maybe you work with someone, but on something. Good answer, Ola. Nice job. All right, so number 13 with library books. My answer would be I'll return the library books once I finish reading them. I'll return the library books once I finish reading them. Jacqueline, as soon as I arrive in the city, as soon as I arrive in the city, I will go to the library. Not library books. I will go to the library. Or you could say I will get some library books. I'll sign out some library books. I'll borrow some library books. If it's go, we need to say go to the library. And then I'll say, yeah, so I like that you're using a lot of different verbs here. As soon as I arrive, we don't use to. The most common preposition when we're using arrive, the most common one is going to be at. We arrived at the park. We arrived at the party. Okay. Now, city, we're going to say in. Right? So one thing to remember, whenever you're talking about at and then in, I always like to separate it like this. At is going to be a place. In is going to be a city or country. Okay, at plus a place. In is plus a city or a country. So in New York, in Colombia, in Ukraine. Okay, at is the actual place, at a park, at a department store, at a mall. Paramesh, once. All right, so number 12, once it started raining. Once it started raining, our children were very excited. Once it started raining, our children, or my children, were very excited. Piramesh, do your children like the rain? I think when I was a kid, I used to like the rain. I used to like playing in the rain. So Piramesh, one more time. Once it started raining, our children were very excited. Jacqueline, you're welcome. Okay, so I'll wait a little bit longer here if anybody wants to do number 13 if they haven't done it. Remember, 14 and 15 will be homework. If anybody wants to continue answering, I'm going to wait here for a little bit. Also, if you have any questions about this grammar or about any English topic, or if you have a question about Canada or US where I used to live, or now I live in Japan, you can ask me any question right now as well. Paramesh, once I feel lonely, I definitely read a library book. Maybe I definitely read library books. I would go plural here because we're talking about routine. If this is routine, then the books should be plural. So once I feel lonely, I definitely read library books. All right. So any questions about today or any other topic that you have? Remember, 14, 15 are for homework. Also, there were some other fill in the blanks that we didn't do. So you can go back and look at those, and you can try those for homework if you want more practice. Remember, whenever we use as soon as or once, it means that one action happens, the second action will happen soon afterwards. So right afterwards. And I want to say one thing here as well. You know, we've learned, you know what, I'm going to make it as a banner. You know, we've learned that we've got as soon as equals once. It has the same meaning. Now, I do want to say there's another word we could say, and it's only with as soon as. Now, sometimes we're going to use this word here. Just as soon as. Okay, just as soon as. Now, this is also possible. We can never say just once. That doesn't work. It's only with as soon as. So just as soon as. This means like we already know one action happens, then second action happens soon after. But if I say just as soon as, it means immediately after. That means there's no time between the first and second action. It's going to happen very, very quickly after the first action. So if you want to say that something is happening right quickly after the first action, please use just as soon as. So if we look at the screen here, I've got this sentence. I'll go out once the weather clears up. Now, if I change this to just as soon as, that means there is more immediacy. I'm going to go really quickly. Weather clears up, I'm gone. I'm going out. All right, so that's another one you could use as well. Yeah, as soon as is going to be, good question. As soon as is going to be mostly, we're talking about the second action is happening after that first action. But we can use it for routine. It's possible. You know, I could make a sentence, for example, I always brush my teeth as soon as I wake up. So that's a routine. So it is possible for routine as well. You're welcome, Paramesh. Very, very welcome. Any other questions? I'll move this up so you can see number. There you go. You can see number 15 there. So remember, there are more of these exercises you guys can do. I know some people are just joining right now. If you have any questions about any English topic, you can ask me right now. And if there are no questions, then we can call it a lesson. And remember, I did put a lesson schedule on my community. The next lesson, the next live lesson will be this coming Thursday, which will be the 25th, I believe. I believe it will be the 25th today. Let me just check my calendar. Yes, the 25th will be the next live lesson. It will be at 10:30, so a little bit earlier than today's lesson. It'll be at 10:30. I haven't decided what we're going to be studying on Thursday. So if any of you do have a lesson request, there's something you really want to study, let me know, and I can make that lesson for you guys. If there's no lesson request, then I'll think of something to do. Olha, thank you so much, Olha. You're very kind. I appreciate it. I hope the lesson helped. And I hope to see you on Thursday as well. So Thursday definitely is the next lesson. After that, I'll do another one on Saturday. Saturday will be in the morning, though. So it'll be a completely different time. So I know for some of you, I know for Jacqueline, it'll be your evening. It'll be my morning and your evening. Olha, what time is it right now in the Ukraine? Jacqueline, you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. Thank you guys for being so active. It's always fun when everybody's being active and trying to answer all the questions. Let me get that banner off here. Okay. Okay, well, thank you again, everybody. I really had a lot of fun. My next lesson will be on Thursday. Remember, if you have any questions about this lesson or any other lesson, just leave your your questions in the comment section. Anybody watching this on a replay, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. 6:45 p.m. That means on Monday, I think. Monday, 6:45, or is it Sunday? Monday, I think. I hope Monday. So you still have a full day ahead of you. That's nice. So it's 10:46 a.m. right now in Colombia. So you definitely have a full day ahead of you. I hope you have a great day. Any big plans today? It's Monday, yes? Yeah, it's 12:46 a.m. here in Tokyo. Six-hour difference. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, so maybe the Saturday morning lesson will be you'll be sleeping. It's Monday. Okay, Monday 10:46. Wow. Monday morning, your day just started. I hope you like Mondays. All right. Well, guys, it was awesome to see you guys. I am going to go to bed. I have an early morning tomorrow. And I hope to see all of you guys on Thursday. If not, check me out on the replay. Yeah, Monday for you as well. Oh, nice. It's only 6-hour difference. Wow. So we're quite close. That's true. We are really close, I guess. Okay, guys. I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much for joining today. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next live lesson. All right. Thank you again, and see you all.